the latest edition of the Final Call newspaper, which is entitled, and I don't want to be negative, I'm going to say that first, but the title of the paper is Disasters, Destruction, and Divine Judgment. Disasters, destruction, and divine judgment. Now we see it all over the country.
That's right.
We really see it all over the world with regards to disasters and destruction, but particularly in this country. I want to give us some definitions just so that we have a base for what it is that we're talking about. A disaster, according to Mr. Webster, is a sudden event, such as an accident or a natural catastrophe that causes great damage or loss of life.
Yes,
That's
sir.
a disaster. Destruction is the action or process of causing so much damage to something that it no longer exists or cannot be repaired. Destruction. If you look at the root of that particular word, destruction, just look at what it means to construct.
Yes, sir.
Construct means to build.
To build up.
Destruct means to destroy, to where there's no sign of that thing at all. Divine judgment. Now, Mr. Webster, interestingly enough, or Mr. Google, he don't have no definition for divine judgment.
Yeah, go ahead.
You can look it up and it's going to say we have no definition for that particular concept. Isn't that interesting?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Divine judgment. But divine judgment, according to the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, is the judgment of a nation or a people at the end of that nation or that people's time.
That's right.
That's divine judgment.
That's right.
We all stand in need of Allah's mercy.
Yes, sir.
Because on the day of judgment, oh wait, God says in the scripture in some places that that if he were to judge man for his sins, not one soul will be left on the earth. Now I want you to think about that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Not one soul. So we all stand in need of God's mercy when it comes to divine judgment. Because
Yes, sir.
God is going to judge us all. He's going to judge the black along with the white.
That's right.
He's going to judge the rich along with the poor.
That's right.
He's going to judge the righteous along with the wicked.
That's right.
Divine judgment. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan teach us that America is in a very peculiar situation with regards to divine judgment because of her mistreatment of black people in this country. Did y'all hear me?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Y'all didn't really hear me. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say it again. America is in a very peculiar situation. A very dire situation. Because of her mistreatment of black people,
Yes, sir.
men and women,
That's right.
in this country.
That's right.
Now, watch the weather.
That God has decided, based upon her treatment of you and I, that he's going to destroy her.
That's right. Go ahead.
Seriously. Y'all didn't think y'all was that important. I can tell. We don't think we that important.
Go ahead.
We don't think we're that important, so important that God would actually destroy a nation because of us. Because of what they did to us.
That's right. That's
because
right.
of what they continue to do to us.
Come on now.
Yeah.
God is judging this country and bringing it down degree by degree. That's where we at. The Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad wrote this book. This is a book called The Fall of America. And it was published in 1973. What year was it published?
1973. Go ahead.
And in it, he outlines the destruction of America. Now, before we get upset about the destruction of America, because a lot of us is going to get some trepidation in our heart when I say that, because we be like, well, we live here.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
And I'm American? Maybe. Nah, you're not.
Right, right.
But before he gives or levels this country, before he destroys it, he gives us the opportunity to come out.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
That's why we're here today. We talk about disasters, destruction, divine judgment, but we also want to talk about coming out.
Yeah.
Because the scripture says, come out of her, my people, and be not partakers of her sins and receivers of her plagues, for they have reached unto heaven.
Yeah.
That's God talking to you and I.
Yeah.
Come out of her.
That's right, brother.
Yeah, go ahead.
Come on.
Well, brother, how do we come out of her? Where are we going to go?
Yeah.
Where are we going?
Come on.
Are we going to Africa, Brother Ahmad?
Yes, sir. That's where I'm going.
We don't really have to go anywhere geographically. Right?
That's right. That's right.
Because the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us that the whole earth belongs to the original black man.
That's right. That's right.
The whole thing belongs to us.
Yes, sir.
So we can go wherever it is that we want to go geographically. But when it says come out of her, it's talking about come out of her mindset.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Come out of her names.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Come
Come on.
Come on, brother.
Come out of her folk ways. Come out of her more ways. Come out of her religion.
Yeah.
Come out of, look, this is what you do. Whatever white folks taught you to do the opposite.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
We're gonna make it real simple. Do the opposite. If they tell you go to the left, man, go to the right.
That's fast.
If they tell you to eat some white bread, Wonder Bread, eat some wheat.
Yes, sir. Don't wonder.
Yeah.
Come on. Don't wonder.
You hear what I'm saying? If they tell you to eat some white refined sugar, eat you some brown sugar.
That's right.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Everything they tell you to do the opposite. If they tell you to worship a white Jesus, don't you do it.
Right, yes, sir.
Don't do it. Come out of her. Come out of her thinking. Come out of her ways. See, what they did when they brought us into this country is they effectively made us into them.
Come on.
Are you listening?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
They made us into them. So we walking around here black, white people. Or white, black people. Which one is it? I don't know. It's confusing.
Yes, sir.
But that's who we are. We wear white people's names. Is that right?
Yes, sir. That's right.
Y'all know we wear white people's names. Some of us are proud of it too.
Come on. William.
You know what I'm saying?
Boy.
Right. Brown, green, underbrush, underoos, underwear.
Come on now. You name it by
I mean, you name it. They done gave us their names. But God wants to name us after himself.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
That's
Is that
right.
right?
Yes, sir.
That's right.
See, we wear these names Muhammad, right? In the Nation of Islam, when we first come into the Nation of Islam, we get what is called an X,
That's right.
right?
Yes.
And what an X does is it X's out our slave name.
Yes, sir.
It X's out everything that we used to be.
Yes,
It X's
sir.
out the nigga that we
Come on
used to
now.
be.
Yes, sir.
Come on.
It X's out the dope dealer.
Come on.
The pimp that we
Yeah,
used to be.
yeah, that's right. Yes, sir.
You see what I'm saying? It
Yes,
X's
sir.
all of that out.
That's right.
God gives us an X because now in mathematics, whenever you have an X, if you guys remember Algebra 1, you solve for X,
It's solve for
right?
X,
So
that's
you
right.
try to figure out who it is that you actually are since the white man took everything
Come on.
from you,
Yeah,
including
that's
your
right.
identity.
Yeah, that's right.
We don't know where we came from in Africa.
No, sir.
There's 54 nations in Africa. And any of us could look at that map and we totally clueless as to where it is our people came from.
That's right.
Right.
You know, we might have done some ancestry.com or something like that, but that don't even really tell you.
That's right.
Come on.
There's no sure way to really know, except for if that history hadn't been destroyed.
That's
Sir.
That's right.
And the history, brothers and sisters, was absolutely
Yes, sir.
destroyed.
Yes, sir.
Our people are the greatest writers on the planet.
Come on.
You don't think that
Yeah.
they knew where we came from?
Go ahead.
But when we were brought here, that history was destroyed on purpose
Yes, sir.
by our enemies so that they can make us into this this new breed, this new concoction, this new cocktail called a Negro,
Come on.
Yeah, that's right.
called a nigger,
Come on.
Yeah.
called a coon or a spade.
Yeah.
Ambo.
Yeah.
They got so many names that they gave us.
Yeah, that's right.
Other than the name of God. But the Honorable Elijah Muhammad writes in this illustrious book, The Fall of America, on page 147. And if you don't have this book, you should get this
Yes,
book.
sir.
We have them here at the Nation of Islam Studies Center, located
Come on,
46. Pick it up for $10.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But on chapter 34, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad writes, The Judgment of America. Now, remember, this was published in 1973.
Yes, sir.
He writes, The great dreadful days of the Lord have now come into America. The land and people who worship evil and indecency, robbery, murder, rape, famine, and deceit are the order of the day.
That's right.
If there is anything like a God of righteousness, if there is anything like a God of truth, should not he raise himself up and take his place and put an end to such evil as is now going on in America? People cannot walk the streets of America today without subjecting themselves to robbery, murder, or rape.
Yeah.
America is a wicked land. Everyone is against the other.
Yeah, that's right.
Everyone against the other.
Now, I'm going to stop right there for just a minute. Just a minute. Because you got to think on the truthfulness of these words. You know, every day, I have a 16-year-old daughter. My youngest daughter is 16 years old. All praise is due to Allah. But every day, when she leaves out the house, I'm worried.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Teach.
Come on. Come on.
I have a 24-year-old son. That's a grown man. But every time that he leaves out of the house to go wherever he's going to do security, he's going to do whatever, I'm worried.
Yeah. Go ahead, brother.
And I know I'm not alone.
No.
No, sir.
I know y'all feel the
Yes,
same
sir.
way. Like,
Yes, sir.
You know, baby, whenever you get to where you're going, you give me a call, okay? Call
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
And if she don't call me, I'm pissed off that she didn't call me.
Yes, sir. Come on.
Because I'm concerned with her safety because robbery, murder, rape is the order of the day.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
You can't drive down the street, right, and cut somebody off in traffic or they cut you off without you having to worry about some sort of altercation where they're going to pull their gun out and shoot you.
Come on now.
Yeah, that's right.
Come on, Brother Herman.
What's going on?
Make it plain.
That's what's happening right now.
Yes, sir.
Man, I got brothers, close friends of mine, man, who they don't leave the house without their gun.
Yeah.
Because they feel like they gotta have someone to protect them.
Yes, sir.
Whenever I'm leaving work, whenever you all are leaving work, you know, you gotta get your keys and you put your keys in between your fists. You know what I'm saying? If you're leaving at night, you know what I'm saying, sis. If you leaving at night, you put them keys in between your fists because look, this is gonna be my weapon. I ain't got no heat, but I got these keys.
Yeah, that's right.
And
That's
you keep
right.
your head on the swivel because murder, robbery, rape,
Rape.
it's the order of the day.
Hey, yes, sir.
And the saddest part about it, when it comes to us, is not only are we the victims of it from our 400-year-old open enemies,
Yeah.
Teach.
but we also victimize one another.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
Because they have effectively turned us into them.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So our communities are concrete jungles where we feeding upon one another, while the enemy, you know, comes in and moves us out, and gentrification is taking place in every major city in America, you know. And they move us out to different spaces. They move us out to, you know, if we get caught up in the criminal justice system, they put us in prison, of course. Or we kill one another.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
Because we don't have a proper knowledge of self. Is that right?
That's right.
But this is all scripture.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
This is all written. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us that the scriptures of the Bible and the Holy Quran are about you and I, black woman, black man, from cover to cover.
That's right. Yes, sir.
Are y'all listening?
Yes, sir. Go
The
ahead.
scriptures, Bible and Quran, about you and I from cover to cover.
Yes, sir.
America, how do we know that's really talking about us and our condition? I'm going to go to the book of Revelation. Y'all know the book of Revelation?
Yes, sir.
Now this is a very powerful scripture. A very powerful scripture, and it's prophetic. But we didn't know what it meant until the most honorable Elijah Muhammad came
That's
and
right.
gave us clarity.
That's right. Go ahead.
And it reads, and he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird.
Yes,
That's
sir.
Revelation 18:2. So, the habitation of devils, the hold of every foul spirit, the cage of every unclean and hate bird, but it says Babylon. Now we can easily replace that Babylon with America.
That's right.
That America the Great is fallen. Ain't that what y'all's president want to do? Don't he want to make it great again?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Ain't that what he say?
Yes, sir.
Make America great. How you gonna make it great again unless it's fallen?
That's right. Go ahead.
Right. Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
But you said, brother, well, how do I know that Babylon is supposed to be America? See, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us that 75% of the scripture, particularly of Bible, was prophetic.
It's prophecy.
That
Yes, sir.
25% was history.
That's right.
Now, you have to look at the tens and thousands of years of ancient African history to really discern that which is history from that which is prophecy.
That's right.
See, there's another scripture that talks about, and this is just an example, about Jews being in bondage for 400 years. You know what I'm saying? 4,000 years ago. And that appears in the Genesis. But if you study the history, there's no history of that.
That's right.
So that had to be prophecy.
That's right. That's right.
This right here, and he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and become the habitation of devils. Well, Babylon in history was an ancient city was now modern day Iraq.
That's right. That's right. Go ahead.
And it was great. But when you talk about the hold of every foul spirit and cage of every unclean and hateful bird, first off, what does that mean? Because now we're talking about prophetic language.
Yeah.
The Revelation also talks about, when we talk about saying Babylon, that there is a mystery Babylon.
Yes, sir.
And that's what this continues on talking about, this mystery Babylon. See, Babylon is a prophetic city.
Yes, sir.
You say, well, how do you know it's America, brother? Well, where did America come from?
Come on, go ahead.
Go ahead.
See, America came from, it was born from a vision of the founding fathers of this country, who were from where? Anybody know?
Europe.
They were from Europe, but they were from England in particular.
Yeah, England. Yes,
Right?
sir. Yes, sir.
They were under the king whose name at that time was George. America, the first 13 colonies were British colonies.
That's right.
Is that right?
That's right.
And these founding fathers, who back at home in England were actually criminals. I'm gonna say
That's
that.
right.
They were actually criminals back at home. George Washington.
That's
Thomas
right. All of
Jefferson,
them.
All of them.
Yes, sir.
They were. This was a prison colony.
Yes, sir.
This is where they sent they riffraff.
That's right.
Send them across the ocean. We don't want them here no more.
That's right.
That's right.
But once they got here, you know, they saw opportunity, and they no longer wanted to be under the rule of their British fathers. So, you know, they rebelled against them.
That's right.
That's why you had the Revolutionary War. It's
That's
a
right.
revolution
That's right.
against their government, right? But they were from England. The capital of England is called, what's the capital city called? Anybody help me? London.
London. Yes, sir.
London is where it all goes
Yes, sir.
down.
Yes, sir.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
So, America is a baby. Look at, did I do that on purpose?
Come on, come on.
America is a baby
That's right.
of England.
That's right.
That's right.
The capital of England is London.
Yes, sir.
Come on, break it down.
Baby London. Baby London.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Babylon.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Come on, sir. That's it.
Go ahead.
Give us some food.
You hear what I'm saying?
Yes,
She has fallen, is fallen. Donald Trump said, man, we're going to make it great again.
Oh.
And become the habitation of devils. Ain't no devils in America. What? What is a devil? What is a devil?
Yeah, go
A
ahead.
devil is anything grafted from original.
That's right.
But a devil, by definition, by of course Mr. Webster, we like using Mr. Webster. We always like to use his own knowledge against him. A devil is anyone who is a mischief maker
Yeah, go ahead.
and a bloodshedder.
Bloodshed.
He's an opponent of God.
Yes, go ahead.
That's right.
Now I want y'all to think this over. Is America the habitation of devils? I mean, think this over.
Yeah, go ahead.
Mischief makers, bloodshedders. We talking about how the order of the day is murder, rape, robbery, deceit. Everybody's against one another. Is America the habitation of devils?
Yeah, go ahead.
And the hold of every foul spirit. Think this over now. Think this over. How many mass shootings have we had this year?
Go ahead. Go ahead. Over 690.
Say it again, Brother
Over
Gerald.
690.
Over 690 mass shootings.
Right.
Just had one last week.
I mean, it happens so much now, brother. It's like,
No, it's the norm. Ain't no thing. Ain't no
Common
thing.
thing.
Yeah.
the cage of every unclean and hateful bird.
Yeah.
Break it down.
See, an unclean and hateful bird is something that would be along the lines of a buzzard.
Yeah.
Sir.
Right?
Yeah.
Or what's another one? Them black crows.
Ravens.
Ravens.
Ravens. Yes, sir.
Worse than the bus.
Yes, sir.
Pigeons.
Nothing worse than the bus.
But I know it's a very high flying bird, but you know that the eagle is also a very
Yes, sir.
unclean and hateful bird.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Go
Now I
ahead.
want y'all to think about
Go
this.
ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Because this is where we at.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
This is where we are at. America's symbol is an eagle.
Yes, sir.
It's a bird of prey.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
And they have preyed on us, not P-R-A-Y-E-D,
Come on.
Yeah.
but P-R-E-Y-E-D.
Yes,
they
sir.
have preyed on us for over 400 years.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
Oh, man. And because they have preyed on us, God is judging today.
Yeah.
Weather.
And so, like, yeah, Brother Christopher, watch the weather. Because the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, in this beautiful book, he talks about using the 4 great judgments of
Come
Allah,
on. Come
Yes, sir.
which will be rain, hail, snow, and earthquake.
Come on. Yes, sir.
Think on that.
Yeah.
Think on that.
Think on that.
Think on that.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
And so, like Brother Christopher just said, watch the weather. See, this is just some of the damage. This is recent damage. But it's going on all over the country in this newspaper. And you all should get this newspaper, the Final Call newspaper. On page 3, it talks about God's wrath manifesting through the forces of nature. Deadly tornadoes, flooding continue to pummel parts of America. Now, I'm going to just read this since May 27th.
Yeah.
It says, on May 27th, Memorial Day, the U.S. tied its current record of 11 consecutive days with at least 8 tornadoes confirmed on each of those days.
Come on, man.
Let's stop for a minute.
Right. Go ahead.
11 consecutive days with
Right.
at least 8 tornadoes. Somebody good at math.
88.
What is
88.
88 tornadoes in
Yes,
11
sir.
days.
Somebody
Come on.
good on math. Better than myself.
Double down.
So, with at least 8 tornadoes confirmed on each of those days, according to Patrick Marsh, warning coordination meteorologist for the Federal Storm Prediction Center. The previous 11-day stretch of at least 8 tornadoes per day ended on June 7, 1980. At press time, the Weather Service had received, listen, 934 tornado reports so far this year, and more than 500 of those in the last 30 days.
Wow. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go
Do y'all
ahead.
think that's a coincidence?
No, sir.
No, sir.
See, God is the one
Yeah.
who controls rain, hail, snow, and
Yeah.
earthquakes. More specifically, it's the Christ who controls.
Yeah, that's right.
Right?
Go ahead.
Oh, man. The National Weather Service's Storm Prediction Center indicated there were over 75 tornado reports listed, many from states like Iowa, Illinois, Minnesota, and Indiana, as well as the northeastern Colorado and western Nebraska. Now, man, this is what's going down, brothers and
Yes,
sisters.
sir.
But again, it's just like these shootings. Now we've become used to it. We become desensitized
Yes, sir.
to what God is really doing.
Come on now.
Yes,
come on.
sir. Yes,
And
sir.
so we're not really even paying attention. But God is wrecking this country.
That's right.
So the president, you know what I'm saying, he'll show up, they'll fly over and they'll look at the damage and they'll put some FEMA money towards it. And then God hit them again.
Yeah.
And so we're talking about tornadoes right now, but man, hurricane season hasn't even started yet.
That's right. That's right.
Couple more weeks. Couple more weeks.
And it's all because of their treatment of you and I.
That's
Come on,
right.
come on.
That's right.
Speak truth.
That's right. That's right. Go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It's all because of their treatment of you and I.
That's right.
And in truth, brothers and sisters, if you and I decided that we were going to come out of her, right now, like say we did that today, God would destroy America
Come on
today.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, sir.
That's right.
But what he's doing is he's giving us time.
Get ourselves together.
Yeah.
So we have the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan as a mercy from Allah because by giving us this divine wisdom, this knowledge, this understanding, it's giving us time to get ourselves together.
Yeah, that's
But,
right.
man, time, it don't last forever.
Come on.
God's mercy even has a limit.
That's right.
And so if we don't respond in a timely manner, because the time is at hand, we're going to be in trouble.
That's right.
Praise be to Allah. I want to talk about something too, just briefly. Because there's another article in this paper, and this paper is so full. This paper is so full. Dealing with our beautiful sister, Pamela Turner. Let me give you a shot of her. Do y'all know who this sister is?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This is Sister Pamela Turner. And on page 11 of this final call, there's an article, and it's entitled "The Trauma and Tragic Loss of Pamela Turner." And we put in her, we don't want to reduce any of our fallen ones to hashtags and, and whatnot. But she's an ancestor now because she was murdered by a police officer in Houston, Texas.
Mm.
Oh wait, let me get the city right. It's not Houston, it's just a little south.
Dallas.
It's, say it again, Brother Ahmad.
Baytown.
Baytown, Texas. Let me get it right and exact. But there was an altercation, and there was an altercation between her and this officer. He was trying to get her to comply with whatever orders that he was trying to get her to comply with, and they had a scuffle, and in the ensuing scuffle, he ended up shooting her 3 times.
Yeah.
He shot her in the head, he shot her in the face, in the head, in the chest, and I think in the stomach. Now,
Come on.
Yeah, talk, man.
when is that justified?
Come on.
Go ahead, brother.
Because she was, of course, unarmed.
That's right.
She was a mentally ill sister,
That's right.
which the officer had already got the call and knew exactly
That's
who
right,
was
he knew.
dealing with. But when do you get to shoot a woman? 3 times. An unarmed woman. She didn't have a knife.
Yeah, that's right.
She didn't have anything. When is that okay?
It's unacceptable.
I'm bringing her up because I want us, we got to get into our mindset that we tired of dealing with these people. Because he would have never done that to a white woman.
Never.
Say that again.
Go ahead.
Come on.
The black woman is the most disrespected woman on the planet, and that's our fault, brothers, because we don't kill enough
Yeah, go
on
ahead.
behalf of our women.
Go ahead.
I didn't say we should die. We should kill for them.
That's right.
That's the mother of our nation. She told the devil before he shot her that she was pregnant.
Yeah, that's right.
She wasn't, but she told him she was. But you would think that if you're a thoughtful human being,
If you're a human, yes, sir.
that a woman say she's pregnant, I'm gonna take her at her word. You know what I mean? I'm gonna call for backup, do something.
Yes, sir.
But to shoot this sister 3 times. See, we gotta get away from these sort of
That's right.
because what he did to our sister was he destroyed her. Remember that definition we started with. The action or process of causing so much damage to something that it no longer exists or cannot be repaired.
Yeah,
See, they have been trying to destroy us since we've been here.
that's right.
Right.
But they can't do it because you can't destroy God.
Come on.
That's right. Go ahead.
Is that right?
Yes,
Go
sir.
ahead.
Right.
So may Allah bless Sister Pamela Turner. And may Allah bless us to come together
That's right.
and be stronger for our women
Come on.
and for one another. And the reason why they treat us like this, brother, and I gotta say this, brothers and sisters, because, you know, in the scripture we're styled as blind, deaf, dumb, dead. That's how we're styled. Blind, deaf, dumb, and dead. That's what a Negro is. Did you all know that? Did you all know that even them calling us Negroes is to say that we're dead?
That's right. Go ahead.
I'm gonna prove it. See, Negro in Spanish,
Go ahead.
in Spanish, they say negro is black, right? And so that's why the enemy, so they say, called us so-called American Negroes, right? But if you look at the etymology of the word, Negro, in English or in Latin or in Greek or any other of the other languages that this bastard language was derived from,
Yeah, go ahead.
consonants are interchangeable. So if you have Negro, which is N-E-G-R-O, that consonant in the middle of that word is interchangeable with other consonants. So you can inject, instead of that G, put a C in there.
That's right.
That means necro. You can put a K in there. That means necro. Necro means dead,
That's right.
literally.
Come on.
Like, if you got some sort of necrosis on your limbs, what they gotta do with it? They gotta cut it off.
Gotta cut it off.
Because that's
Yeah.
dead. And if you let that thing stay on the body, now you're gonna get a blood infection and you're gonna die.
That's
So they
right.
gotta cut that thing off. Negro means dead. That's why they call us that. You see what I'm saying? But God has come to give us life today.
That's right. Go ahead.
That's the good
Go ahead.
news.
Go ahead.
All praises
Good
to
news.
Allah. Now I wanted to talk about one more thing, man, just to tie this thing up.
Come on.
And of course, I always want to be respectful of our time, because I thank Allah for each and every one of you coming and, you know, sharing with us today your time. But there is a movie on Netflix now, and this is just an illustration called When They See Us. Have you all seen that?
Come on.
When They See Us. Okay. Now, this beautiful sister, Ava Duvernay, she is the writer and producer of this series, When They See Us, which chronicles the story of the Central Park Five, Brother Ted. Yes, sir. That's a New Yorker right there. You know what I'm talking about. The Central Park Five were wrongly convicted in 1989 of assault and rape of a female jogger in Central Park.
Yes, sir.
Sister, I bring her up because she really needs to be applauded.
Come on.
She really needs to be applauded because she's a beautiful writer and director, filmmaker, but she does something with her work that a lot of people don't do. Her filmmaking is her activism.
Yes, sir.
Now, if you have Netflix, you gotta see this. And I'm gonna confess to you that it's very difficult to watch. Because these brothers, 5 of them, were convicted in 1989, like I said, of the rape of a white woman jogger in Central Park. They were all 14, 15, the oldest was 16 years old. And they were rounded up because this white woman got raped. They were interrogated.
Yes, sir. Brutalized.
And brutalized
Yes,
by
sir.
police officers who wouldn't feed them, wouldn't give them water, wouldn't even call their parents. It was, it's really incredible.
Right, right.
I mean, because this is 1989. And it touched me because I graduated from high school in 1989. And so I remember hearing the story, Brother Ted, but I didn't remember exactly what happened to the brothers. I knew that they had got charged. For whatever reason, I thought they were, I didn't think they were found guilty because here the story was big, but of course it wasn't as big as it was in New York. But I knew that they didn't have any physical evidence that tied those boys to that crime.
Right, that's right.
They were just
So,
there.
yeah, they were just in the park. And here's the most disturbing thing about this whole situation. Because, I'm going to give you a picture of our beautiful leader.
Come on.
The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, they continually label him as being anti-Semitic.
That's right.
Continually. They have waged a war against him really since the early 80s. And it's been relentless.
That's right.
They've called him every name except for the name of God. You know what I'm saying? He's anti-Semitic. He's the black Hitler. He's this, he's that, he's the third. But the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has never done anything to Jewish people.
That's right.
Nothing.
That's right.
The only thing that he's guilty of is telling the truth.
That's right.
I want y'all to think about that now, because they vilify him all the time.
That's
with
right.
their news media. You know what I'm saying? Well, whatever program they got going on, their newspapers, they done banned the man from Facebook and Instagram because he's a so-called anti-Semite. They continually vilify him. But those brothers, the Central Park 5, they did the same thing to them.
Same thing.
Come on.
The same
They
thing.
vilified them
Yes, sir.
in the press. These are boys. These are little boys. 14, 15 years old. The oldest one was 16. But they made them the worst thing ever, to where the oldest one, and I don't want to tell all the movie, but the oldest one, man, he was 16, so they sent him to adult prison.
Yeah.
They sent him to Rikers Island. Then he got transferred to Attica. They sent him all over New York. He getting whooped on because they thinking he's the Central Park rapist. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
I brutalized. He's in solitary confinements for 75% of his sentence.
Yeah, go ahead.
They did the same thing to them that they do to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan.
Yes, sir.
And the minister is called anti-Semitic in truth because he calls out Jewish misbehavior.
That's right.
That's right.
He exposed the secret relationship between blacks and Jews.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And the thing about this movie is that the chief prosecutor,
Go ahead.
was named Linda Ferenstein.
Yeah. Yeah. A Jew.
Talking about the secret relationship
Yeah.
between blacks and Jews again.
Yeah.
Come on.
And she knew from the gate that the brothers didn't do it.
That's right.
She knew it. But she said, we gotta get somebody. They was in there, they had to have done it. There was no physical evidence. The timeline didn't match. Her assistants and other prosecutors were like, it don't match. She said, make it match.
Look at that.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
But if the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan comes out and says this, then he's anti-Semitic.
Right.
But they don't never say that they anti-black.
That's right.
That's right.
These devils, man. I gotta tell you, these are the most wicked people on earth.
That's right.
That's right.
Here's a shot of the brothers with Ava Duvernay. But yeah, you should definitely check that out. The brothers were named Kevin Richardson, Antron McCrae, Raymond Santana Jr., Corey Wise, and Yusef Salam. And you know, there's a I won't say it's a happy ending in the sense that they got out.
Yes, sir.
You know, that they were exonerated. That's why I put exonerated 5 instead of Central Park 5. And they received a settlement of $41 million from the city of New York, which was the largest sum ever received. But understand that each brother spent an average of 8 years in prison.
Wow. Yeah.
For something that they absolutely did not do.
Yeah.
And that's what the enemy does, man. You know what I'm saying? When they have to let him out because they had to, and the only reason they had to let him out is the person who actually did do it confessed
Yeah, that's right.
and provided his DNA.
Yeah.
And they still didn't want to let him out.
That's right.
Look at that.
That's right.
The devil
That's
woman
right.
said, let me tell you what the devil woman said when they found out about the true killer. She said, well, he was the 6th one.
Look at that.
You hear
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is their mentality. They still didn't want to let the brothers out. And this is what the enemy does. When they backed up against the wall, then the brothers get some money, you know, 41 million or whatever. But that's a paltry amount, man.
Yeah.
That ain't no damn money. Excuse my language.
Yeah. Go ahead.
That ain't no money. That ain't enough.
It's much, but it's not.
It's not enough.
Yeah.
Man, them brothers, man, you can't get that time back, man.
That's right. Never, ever.
And the abuse, the trauma that each one of these brothers underwent.
Yes, sir.
the loss that they experience. You in jail and your mama died, your grandma died, and your brother get killed, and you know, there's all sorts of stuff that happens when you're away.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, man. But our beautiful sister, Sister Ava Duvernay, she really needs to be applauded for that work. And you all should definitely, if you get an opportunity, watch that series on Netflix. It's called When They See Us. And even in the title, that was Sister's, her intention was to humanize them.
Yeah, that's right.
Right? Because they were known as the Central Park Five. That was a notorious label that the enemy put on them in order to vilify them.
Yeah.
They called them a wolf pack.
Yeah, go
A
ahead.
wolf pack.
Yes, sir.
Because they pulled when they grabbed one of the kids, they grabbed one of the children out of the park. They said, "What was you doing in the park?" He said, "Oh, we was just wilding. You know,
Right.
we was just wilding.
Right.
We was just wilding out.
Right.
You know." But they took that and they said, "What is wilding? What is wilding? It's a ravaged pack of wolves in the Central Park, beating and raping."
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? They took it and they twisted it to vilify these brothers, and no physical evidence, and they still found them guilty. See, we can't. I'm bringing this up, man, and I know these are very negative stories, but I'm bringing it up because this is just one story.
That's right.
That's right, Brother Herman.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
That's one.
This is one story.
We all got stories.
Sister Pamela Turner, that's just one sister.
Come on.
We got Sandra Bland,
Yes, sir.
Aisha Jones. I mean,
Come on,
it goes
come
on and on and on and on.
Come on.
Me.
We gotta wake up, y'all.
Wake up. Come on.
We gotta wake up.
Wake up.
We gotta wake up and come out of her so that we're no longer receivers of her place. Because that's what we've
go ahead,
always
brother,
been.
go
We've
ahead.
always been the receivers. We've always been on the receiving end of everything bad that America has to offer.
That's right.
Everything.
That's right.
And then they look at us like we did something wrong. You see what I'm saying? And that's the enemy's, man, that's his game, man. He victimized you, then blame you.
Yeah.
But man, I just thank Allah for the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
For waking us up and making us to know that God is on our side.
You're on the side.